Okay guys, welcome back to the welcome to the final part of Wind Waker. And I have decided that I did show up almost all the upgrades. The only thing I didn't show off was the magic armor. I think I will create an extra part, but it won't be of the GameCube version because I don't own the GameCube version anymore. Because I basically gave that to a friend because his copy broke or something, but yeah, I handed it to him and basically gave it to him. Yeah, I didn't let him borrow it. I straight out gave it to him because I'm a good guy like that. No, I don't think that I'm that nice of a guy, to be honest. Anyways, basically this entire section is just climb up the damn pillar. Instead of giving you long ass stairs like an Ocarina of Time, they give you this freaking climbing sequence. Yeah, that's kind of new, but kind of more annoying if you end up falling down. If I probably fell right now, I'll probably die. I'll tell you that right now. I don't need magic, I need hearts, damn it. Give me your heart. Give me your hearts. Thank you. And trust me, when I say this, you're really gonna need them for this final fight. I mean, it's not hard, but when he does hit you, it hurts like hell. Yeah, that was me getting too close. I couldn't aim up any further. That's why I just aim up a little bit, because you are actually locked to a point where you can aim with the grappling hook, which is sort of annoying, to be honest. I don't think they fixed it in the Wii U version, the HD version either, so give me your hearts. Where are your hearts? Oh, fairy. Good enough. Now let's go. Yeah, this is me being careful. I'm like, I do not want to fall off. Oh, don't worry. Like, even if I did fall off, I would cut all that shit out. There is no need for you to watch all that. And somehow I managed to hook that without the target, the indicator appearing. I don't know how the hell that worked. I grapple at nothing or something. Maybe it was a glitch, I don't know. But yeah, we finally made it, ladies and gents. We're here at the top of Ganon's tower for the final epic showdown with Ganon, the King of Evil himself. And not really. I wouldn't say he's that much of a threat, to be honest. If you know what to do, like the first time you fight this, you do this fight, you'll be like, what? What am I supposed to do here? I mean, like, you'll figure it out once, like, you get into the fight, but it's still kind of like, what am I supposed to do? Because he blocks every one of your attacks and stuff, but first we have this long cutscene. It's not too long, but more meaty than the ones we've ever, I think more meaty than the ones we've seen before, to be honest. Meaty, no. I'm sorry. I'm immature. And what's this? We lost our sword! Where's this trying to copy Ocarina of Time, except not. Except that Link's getting the shit beat out of him, and just instead of the sword just getting knocked out of his hand. Sorry, couldn't freaking get that out. Anyways, yes, we did all this for nothing, man. Damn it. It's like this cutscene's like tells you, yeah, you're not the badass you thought you were. You're actually pretty weak. I guess this is where all the hype comes with Toon Link or something. That everybody doesn't like Toon Link because he's weaker than regular Link and all that jazz, but honestly, I don't think Link needs to be a fucking badass every goddamn game. I mean, seriously. There has to be parts where a hero gets beaten the shit out of. I'm sorry, there just has to be. He can't be perfect all the time. That just becomes really boring to me. Anyways, turns out the King of Hyrule actually does something for a change, unlike the other games. Well, actually, unlike the other games, he's your guide in this game, but he does something more. He makes a wish from the Triforce. It's like, wow, we're not left doing all the work. I'm looking at you, Link to the past. Literally, you have to do all the fucking work by yourself. Like all the older Zelda games. It's like, yeah, I'm the most badass of them all. But to be honest, Link to the Past is pretty damn difficult, though. The enemies do a shit ton of damage because Link to the Past had that system where if you got hit 2 times, you lose a whole heart. They didn't have the whole corridor heart damage thing done yet. I mean, they had it, but they didn't have a visual indicator of it. Meanwhile, Ganon laughs insanely because he's a crazy asshole. He thinks it's funny that he's gonna drown in the bottom of the ocean. Nah, I'm just pulling your leg here. I don't know where the hell this confidence of his comes from. Ganondorf thinks he could just face the goddesses and the gods all by himself after, even though he wanted to use their fucking power to begin with. It's like, wow, it's like, wow, really? I mean, this part of the story kind of confused me. He's like, oh yeah, I'm more badass than the gods. Well, why the fuck were you going after the Triforce to begin with? It's like, oh my god. This part is just doesn't make any sense because it's this little phrase he says right here. It's that phrase he fucking says. It's like, why the hell were you going for it in the first place if you think that low of it? If you think it didn't have that much power as you? I mean, seriously. That's the only thing that ticks me off about this shit. Anyways, you can there's 2 strategies to do at the beginning. You can either lure Ganondorf's back towards Zelda and she shoots a light arrow that will stun Ganondorf. Or you could be a badass like me and just go after him. Sorry, I use badass a lot because I've been playing a lot of Disgaea lately. Anyways, you're supposed to get to a point where Zelda shoots an arrow at his back and he'll do this. Which honestly, I think he's more menacing in Wind Waker, to be honest. I hate the whole fucking hijack thing that they did in Twilight Princess. Zant seemed like a really menacing enemy to begin with, then they made him be like a pussy as soon as Ganondorf comes in. Kind of ticks me off, though, if you know what I mean. Anyways, after Zelda gets back up, you want to go and run and talk to her. If you keep fighting Ganon, she will automatically talk to you. But after you talk to her, she'll come a plan that she'll use a light arrow on her shield, deflect it back at Ganon, and you do the final move like this. It's pretty simple stuff here. The boss is not as hard as, or not as drawn out as Ocarina of Times, to be honest. This fight does look more cinematic and everything. I do like a sword battle against Ganon. That's one thing I do like about the final boss in Twilight Princess is that they had an actual sword battle. I like sword battles. They're just more epic to me. I mean, medieval fantasy time period and all that stuff with swords, I think one-on-one sword fighting, like against the main villain and everything. Unlike the other games before that where he just shot energy beams at you. It just I don't know, it just seems kind of stupid to me. I know in Link to the Past he had a pitchfork they just swirl around, but that attack never hit me that much. I mean, there's times I was stupid enough to actually run into that attack, but that attack was never the one that ended up hitting me. It's just fucking fire bats that ended up hitting me in the Link to the Past. His fire attack was the one that did the most fucking damage. I mean, the thing looked pathetic to me, and when I got hit by it, I'm like, holy fuck! It's like it took that much damage, and it doesn't even look that great of an attack, to be honest. Of course, that's because I'm used to the 3D games and their better special effects, so I'm spoiled like that. But honestly, I think the Avati fight looked more menacing in Minish Cap than Link to the Past. Link to the Past, he just looks like a fucking giant blue pig or blue turquoise, whatever color fucking pig. It didn't look that menacing to me. Now, if you read the manga of Link to the Past, then he's more menacing. Actually, they don't even mention Ganondorf in the manga that much. They just mention him when he just sort of pops out of nowhere. I guess it's sort of like the Link to the Past. You don't even know about Ganon. You just know about the wizard Agaham, or whatever the fuck his name is. I think it's Agaham. That's what I call him. You just know about him being like the main villain. For the most part, he is, but then it's just hijacked by Ganon. I mean, why aren't fans complaining about that? Well, that's probably because that was the third game or whatever, and Ganon was essentially the main villain at that point, or something like that. Well, anyways, what's going on in the background? I've been talking like shit. Except for about what's going on. It's like Link of Hyrule basically said he was as selfish as Ganon, to think that he was so selfish that he would do anything to bring Hyrule back, even if it meant like ruining the lives of the surface people. It's pretty much what he was saying. And he basically is ashamed of that part of him and basically gave up Hyrule for the future instead of living in the past of how Hyrule worked and all that jazz. It set them to look out for, and also his wish contained to look for a new land that they would perceive the future. That they'll have a even better future than what is in store for them if they would have stayed in Hyrule or something like that. But generally, King of Hyrule had good intentions. I mean, at this part, like before, he was just using us to unlock Hyrule. That was basically it. Well, stop Ganondorf and unlock Hyrule, and so he could rule his kingdom again. But then he gave up those intentions later in the game. I guess that shows some character development, but they don't really go into it too much. That's just what I'm theorizing about and all that jazz. Well, anyways, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. The Wind Waker is finally over. I know it took a long time. I am sorry about that. I had computer issues and all that jazz, but I had a really good time going through this. I know, like, I'm not really used to doing post-commentary, because mostly do live, actually. In my older channel, I did, like, live when I first started, live commentary and all that jazz. When I started commentary, that is. I actually started recording games when I wasn't, I recorded games, footage, and didn't do commentary for them at all when I first started doing stuff like this. But that's my origins. Well, anyways, the thing I think about this game, when the first time I played this game, I didn't think too much of it. I thought it was a pretty decent game. I liked it when I was little, but when I looked on the internet a little bit and looked at like a Space World or E3 or whatever it was called way back then, I looked at what the trailer was for the new Zelda game, and it looked really epic, and I saw that we got this. I was kind of disappointed at first, but then I kept playing Wind Waker over and over again, and I'm kind of glad we actually turned out and got this instead of that other one, because the other one probably would have been just like another Ocarina of Time. They tried to do something new with this, with more exploration and all that. I really do like the exploration in this game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show it off in this LP because I'm not going for heart containers. The only thing is I was going for the equipment upgrades and all that jazz. And this is the only Zelda game that has a New Game Plus. Could you believe that? The only Zelda game to have a New Game Plus. I wish they would have brought this back and gave more... Because I'm going to tell you right now, the New Game Plus actually has the alternate costume you have at the beginning of the game. I wish they would have done more with that in the later Zelda games instead of getting the fucking hero mode. I mean, I'm not saying anything against the hero mode. I do like the hero mode. It's because it's a higher difficulty to challenge players for more replayability, but I would like to have seen more alternate costumes. Even though like Ocarina of Time had like kind of sorta had alternate costumes, but they're just like recolors of what he originally had on. But I still liked it. Still liked that it had alternate costumes. Like you could choose to wear red or blue instead of just green all the time. I like little choices like that. Pretty much when I play RPGs and they have alternate costume things, I pretty much go out of my way, sometimes go out of my way, if it's not too hard, I'll go out of my way to get alternate costume. And I'll tell you right now, I am addicted to alternate costumes. And I'll tell you right now, Persona 4 Golden, I bought every single alternate costume as soon as it came. Like I unlocked them at the store, and I like wear every single one of them. I'm like one of those people that love alternate costumes. Spirit Tracks had alternate costume, but you had to do something like really obnoxious, like get these a certain amount of stamps, so you couldn't start out the game with it. Like Wind Waker, you get a New Game Plus. I wish they would bring the New Game Plus back with those alternate costumes, because the newer 3D Zelda games do have like different beginning costumes, and I wish they would you would be able to wear them for the rest of the game, kind of like what Wind Waker does. Sorta, maybe maybe unlockables like what Spirit Tracks did, but still, I wish they would have just why would you take the time to make a fucking model that looks different than what the Link usually wears? That just not use it for the rest of the game. That's just a waste to me. I know it's supposed to make him look like a commoner, not a hero, like right off the bat, but I still wish they would have just kept those models and made them as alternate costumes that you could unlock and all that jazz. Maybe you can, in maybe Skyward Sword, you can unlock that costume. I know Twilight Princess does have alternate costumes you can wear, but those actually do have weaknesses. Like the sword clothes in Twilight Princess actually have a weakness against fire, so you don't want to wear it against fire enemies. They'll do double damage to you. I do like that little RPG element that they add in Twilight Princess. It's another game we're gonna get to later down the road, hopefully. Well, I will, because I'm a big Zelda fan. Are you kidding me? Anyways, if you wait till after the credits, you get a little cutscene. They basically started doing this with the 3D titles of the Zelda games. It's kind of like how anime, if you ever watch a Japanese anime, you watch to the end of the whole series of a specific anime, you watch at the end of the credits, they'll show a little bonus cutscene. They started doing this with Ocarina of Time. And I really do like this nice touch of that. I really do enjoy that. Instead of after the credits end, it just says the end. Because I want more closure of what's going on instead of you defeated the ultimate enemy, game ends right there, and all that jazz. It's like, come on, I want some closure of what the hero does, like after the battle and everything. That's pretty much. I think that's pretty much why they started doing this, which I do like when games do that. Games and animes and all that jazz, but anyways, right now they're actually searching for the new land, which will be in the sequel, Phantom Hourglass. Sorry for the audio hiccup right there. I don't know what the hell that was. I guess I recorded for too long, but yeah, this is it, ladies and gents. Next time we meet will be at Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. I'll see you guys until then.